Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Raymond Pace Alexander. And tonight, I'm being afforded the opportunity of playing my own favorite music.
Thank you, Raymond Pace Alexander. And this is Sam Surratt of WIP. Yes, tonight we're presenting another program of the tape-recorded series in which we invite famous Philadelphians to come to our microphone, play their own favorite records, tell us why these songs are their favorites, and also to tell us something about themselves. Tonight, our very special guest is Raymond Pace Alexander, who is at one and all a counselor at law, a city councilman, and a consul for the Republic of Haiti. And Mr. Alexander is certainly one of Philadelphia's leading citizens.
Well, thank you, Sam. These pats on the back are certainly well taken with very deep gratitude. But I'm anxious first to hear some of my own favorite songs, if you don't mind.
Well, we'd like to, too. We're always interested in the programming of the music that our famous Philadelphians bring along with them for these programs, and we're quite interested in the particular number that you have chosen to open the program with. Which is it?
Why Do I Love You?
Oh, the Showboat
It's
melody.
from the Showboat, yes.
Mm-hmm. We have Catherine Grayson and Howard Keel to sing it. Let's sit back and listen.
Thank you.
I'm walking on the air, dear, for life is fair, dear, to lovers. I'm in the seventh heaven, there's more than seven, my heart discovers.
In the sweet, improbable, and unreal world, finding you has given me my ideal world.
Why do I love you? Why do you love me? Why should there be two happy as we?
Can you see the why I wait for? I should be the one you care for.
You're a lucky boy. I am lucky too. All our dreams of joy seem to come true.
Maybe that's because you love me.
Maybe that's why I love you. Maybe that's why I love
That was a beautiful melody, and I'm quite sure that there was an implication of dedication to Sadie Alexander in that choice
Well,
of number.
I hope she was listening in on that. There's a lot of the reasons why we get along so well, why I love you, too.
For the benefit of the listeners, Sadie Alexander is Raymond Pace Alexander's wife, and she's almost as well known as Raymond Pace himself.
If not more well, better well, very well.
But this program is about Raymond Pace Alexander, Raymond, and so we want to know something about you. You are a native Philadelphian.
Yes, I am. I'm a hometown boy. Born here in Philadelphia at the turn of the century. I'm going to admit some things. That's the age for you.
Well, this is a program in which to admit those things.
Yes.
How many were in the family?
5 of us, 5 children who were motherless within a very few years after the birth of the last boy. My mother died when I was 5 years of age, and my father remained a widower for 25 years, and tried to bring this family up without a mother. And my very dear aunt, who I hope is also listening, and Mrs. Georgia C. Pace, reared our sisters and brothers, the young children, until we were in manhood.
Well, she certainly did a magnificent job for
Thank
all
you
of you.
very much, Sam.
Now, tell us about your schooling.
Well, I went to the John Hancock Grammar School at 12th and Fairmount Avenue for my early training, and from there I went to the old Central High School, that grand old school.
The old Central High School,
Yes,
which is now the Benjamin Franklin.
Now the
High.
Benjamin Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fortunate there. I had some wonderful teachers about whom no doubt you know a great deal. The president of the school at that time was the late Robert Ellis Thompson, a great teacher. Then it became Dr. John Lewis Haney, a great president, a great professor of English. I got along very beautifully in the school there. The boys were very lovely to me. I was a poor chap, used to have to take my lunch to school in newspapers. That means I was one of the very poor chaps. But I got along beautifully in my work. I was on the track team, became captain of the track team, and made some good records there, and also a good scholastic record, as a result of which I won a scholarship from Central High School to the University of Pennsylvania. Otherwise, I fear I should never have been able to go to the University of Pennsylvania. And they were great moments when, as one of the class officers and the speaker on the commencement program, I was told for the first time, rather had a hunch, you know, Sam, but I was told the first time when they got up to give honors that I got a scholarship from the University of Pennsylvania, from Central High School to the university, and second class honors. That's graduated second out of a class of, I suppose, about 150 boys. And then my days at the University of Pennsylvania were very interesting. That's where I met Sadie, by the way, Sam.
At the university?
At the university. She was a student there, and one of the honor students, by the way, took her degree ahead of me, but I wanted to make up for it, so I finished in 3 years and tried to catch up with her. But
Sadie rather set the pace,
she
didn't
set the pace. She was a year ahead of me, and then she went to take her master's degree and her doctor of philosophy at the University of Pennsylvania. I took my bachelor's degree also, Sam, if you don't mind my saying it, with honors in 3 years. Then I won a scholarship to Harvard Law School. I went to Harvard University and completed my work there and did some graduate work at Columbia University in government, politics, and so forth. And came back home, my hometown.
Back to Philadelphia.
Back to this grand old city of Philadelphia.
And with all of this scholastic endeavor, you were also keeping busy paying your way in a great measure by
Yes, Sam.
engaging in show business.
They were tough days. I started off on the legitimate circuit, what we call the summer circuit in stock, and did some stock work. And as I said to you a moment ago, perhaps for the first time, for your knowledge, I did some work that perhaps today I would not do. That's minstrel work in the minstrel theater.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why I say we would not do it today, we've sort of gotten away from it. Minstrel, blackface minstrel for my audience, and you know what they were. That is your daddies and mommies of the youngsters, and of the older people had a great time going to the vaudeville houses and seeing very clever cut-ups of colored men in blackface doing minstrel work. Well, I enjoyed it. It was a means to an end. I had to do it. I did it for 3 straight summers, traveling the minstrel line with medicine men, circus, and all of that. I enjoyed it, and the people got a great kick out of it.
Well, you were a musician.
I was a musician. I played the piano. I played the trumpet, cornet, and the band with circus and with the minstrel houses, and, well, all in all, I did quite a round of work, in addition to doing very heavy work as railroad Pullman porter, railroad dining car work. I did that for 7 years while working my way through school. All I had was a scholarship, you know, and the scholarship paid only the tuition, but board, lodging, clothes, books, and other expenses to help my little sister along in the medical school, and she graduated from the university, one of the great physicians of Philadelphia, and died just last year. That was quite a job, Sam.
Her name?
Virginia M. Alexander.
Dr. Virginia.
Dr. Virginia M. Alexander, quite a noted diagnostician and obstetrician. Graduated of the University of Pennsylvania College, Women's College Medical School, and Yale University Graduate School of Medicine. So she was quite a kid. And we lost her last year, very sadly, and she was a year younger than I, and everybody loved Virginia Alexander.
I can understand why. All in all, you had a busy time of it in your
Quite a
youth.
busy life, Sam, but I've enjoyed it. And as I said a moment ago to you privately, I worked terribly hard, around the clock. Tough time, Sam. Enjoyed it, but I wouldn't want other people to have that tough start. It's really rather rough. I slept in tents when working at minstrels and working around the circuit, the circuit and so forth. And I went all over the East in stock plays. We played in rain, and we slept in the rain, too, many times. And it was rather tough, Sam, but I enjoyed it. I got a complete circuit of life, you know. And I think it's helped me in law to understand people. It's helped me considerably in meeting and knowing people and knowing their problems and troubles.
Undoubtedly.
And to represent them and recognize that you have something in a little fellow who has had a slip in life, say, and comes up to the criminal courts and he needs a friend. I've needed a friend many times, not because I was involved in the law, but it was a tough start, a rough life, a tough time. Many times I thought I could hardly survive it. I did survive it. I'm just fortunate. I'm not by any means slapping myself on the back. I was just lucky. I wouldn't want to go through it again because I'm afraid I might not make it, Sam.
Oh, I think you would. What motivated your desire to become a lawyer?
Rather interesting, I was a member of a church. I've been a member of the same church since I was christened more than 40 years ago, Zion Baptist Church, 13th and Fairmont Avenue, a great noted colored church in the city. They had a great pastor named Reverend E. W. Moore. Fine, big, handsome man. He's a great speaker and a great preacher and a great leader of men and boys. And he always believed in bringing the best that we had in the representation of Negroes throughout the country in law, medicine, teaching, education, so forth, to our church so that the youngster could see, hear these people, and be inspired. One time he got the great William H. Lewis from Boston, first Harvard captain. He was co-captain of the 1898-99 football teams and a great Waller Camp All-American football player, and a great lawyer. He went through Harvard College and Harvard Law School. Some of our judges were here in Philadelphia, notably Judge Parry knew him and admired him. Well, William H. Lewis was a great lawyer, the first and until today the only colored man that has ever been an assistant attorney general of the United States under William Howard Taft. He brought him to our church to make a speech, the annual great meeting of our church, at which some of the leaders were brought. I was then in high school, had no idea ever being a lawyer, had no really inspiration at the time to be a lawyer. I was a musician. I wanted to play. I wanted to sing. I wanted to be a theatrical performer. I was in the first year of high school. When I heard that great lawyer speaking, saw that great lawyer, heard of his early life, son of a slave, born in Virginia, went to New England, became captain of the team at the great Harvard University, I thought, well, there's an opportunity. That's why I went to Harvard, Sam. I never thought of Harvard before then. He told us about Harvard. He told us it was his work in law. He was then just out of the Attorney General's office and was a district attorney, United States attorney for Boston. I looked at that man. I said, if he could do it, I can do it.
And if you can do it, there are many others who can do it.
Many others. I think we were greatly inspired. And Reverend Moore talked about him for years after he had left Zion. And he told me I could go to Harvard. I could be a lawyer. I didn't believe it. I struggled. I tried, did my best, eventually got there, and whether I'm a good lawyer or not, that's for somebody else to say today.
I think we can agree that you are. And I think that's a virtual introduction to the next musical selection that you have chosen to play for us tonight. You've really reached for the gem of opportunity in becoming a lawyer here.
Thank you, Sam.
And now we have Eleanor Steeper to sing your next musical number.
Yes, Sam, I could tell you something about the Jewel song from Gounod's Faust.
Wish you would.
I can't take the time unless you have it. I can say my work at the Metropolitan Opera House when it opened here in Philadelphia, Broad and Poplar Street, brought me in contact with the great voices of Metropolitan yesteryear. And the one that I loved to sing Faust more than any other was Carolina White. Do you remember that name? Mary Garden was a great singer and one of the finest in Faust, and other great jewels of the Metropolitan stage. But I loved the Jewel song in Gounod's Faust. I'd be very glad if my audience would hear it.
Voici la clé, je crois. Si je l'ouvrais, maman tremble. Pourquoi? Je ne fais dans l'ouvrant rien de mal, je suppose. Mon Dieu, un petit jeu, et son rêve charmant qui m'éblouit. Oh, si j'avais eu, mes yeux n'ont jamais vu de richesse pareille. Si je vais seulement me parer à maman de ses pendantes oreilles, voici justement au fond de la cassette un miroir. Comment n'être pas coquette?
was a beautiful representative number of your days when you were busy up there at the old Metropolitan Opera House.
Yes, Sam, I've enjoyed
Bring
that.
back some memories?
Oh, many memories, many memories.
But then you went on to become a counselor at law, a city councilman for Philadelphia, and consul of the Republic of Haiti, and that's what we want to hear about now. You, as a city councilman of Philadelphia, represent which district?
The 5th District, Sam.
And what does that comprise?
That's that rather heavy, very heavily populated and congested district from the north side of Poplar Street to the south side of Lehigh Avenue, and from 8th Street to Strawberry Mansion, to the park.
Well, you're a good representative for the people in that particular district. That's the 5th.
That's the 5th District, thank you.
And as consul for the Republic of Haiti, that's a job, and at the same time it has a bit of a romantic touch to it, hasn't it?
Yes, like the island itself, the jewel of the Caribbean. It has a romance. The job has a romance too, Sam. I'd like to tell you about that sometime, but for the moment, I might say this. The Republic of Haiti is one of the largest islands in the Caribbean, that is in the West Indies. The larger part of the island, however, is San Domingo.
Mm-hmm.
But a true Haitian, and I'm in the sense of true Haitian, we don't speak to the San Domingans today because they're so terrible. It's a dictatorship there, and it's an island which really is one of the most reactionary islands in this hemisphere. But we won't go into that. We're Haitians.
Right.
The Republic of Haiti is one of the great and progressive republics in the world, and the first, by the way, Negro republic in all the world. Second in the extent and length of its republic only to the United States of America. It was a republic in 1804, Sam, and we were a republic in 1776. Not so many years away.
Not too far apart.
Oh, not
either.
too far apart.
So that if anyone wishes to visit Haiti, you're the man they contact
they
here
have
in
to see
Philadelphia.
me.
They've got to see you
Yeah.
first. And now we want to know something more about you and Sadie and the family.
Well, I don't like to talk too much about that, Sam. Well, interesting, but is anything else you want to talk about?
Well, we want to know about your daughters. You have two
Oh,
daughters.
yes, I have two very fine, I say, daddies, they're proud. I have two very interesting young daughters. The eldest is Mary Elizabeth. She's now at Simmons College in Boston. She was born here, naturally with us in the city, and then went to Girls High for a period, and then Friends Select School, and went from Friends Select to Putney up in Vermont.
Mhm.
She finished there last year, and now she's in finishing the first year at Simmons College in Boston. She hopes to be somewhat in the footsteps of her mother as far as civic work is concerned, though she doesn't lean yet to law, and we're not pushing her in any one direction. She wants to finish college, take a graduate degree, and perhaps go into social work or into business. She leans a little towards business and merchandising. Where she got that from, I don't know. Nobody in our family has been merchandising business.
She's going to determine her own destiny.
Yes, very likely.
Good. Now this last number that you're going to play for us tonight.
Oh, I want to tell you about Ray, because Ray will probably be on the
Oh, indeed, yes.
on the air. That's my younger daughter, and if I go home, she says, "Daddy, you didn't say a word about me." I wouldn't go home. Ray is 15 now, and she's at Friends Select too. She went to her school in the school system here. Quite an active girl, and has a wonderful voice, and she's probably going to end up in the. I don't know. I think we tell her she's going to end up as a vocalist somewhere. I don't know whether in opera or whether on the musical comedy stage.
Which would you prefer?
I prefer opera. I much prefer that. I had a kind of tough time on the legitimate
Musical
stage. Yes, in musical comedy. Ray has an excellent voice, but we don't know whether she'll go through a music training or whether she'll continue her work. She wants to go to Putney next year too. She probably will go to Putney finishing
Well,
school.
best of luck to both of the girls.
Thank you very much, Sam.
And now the tune that you're going to close the program with is the Lord's Prayer, and you said you had something to tell us about that.
Well, Sam, I suppose it's because I began in the little church around the corner. That's Zion Baptist Church in Philadelphia, and in the very same spot that it was then, 40 or more years ago, and it's got to be more, of course. I'm still there today, and the religious training that I got and the religious teaching that I was exposed to over the years has been fundamentally that kind of teaching that you get at the knee of your mother. I never had a mother, you see. I didn't know my mother. My aunt was wonderful and still is, but it was the Lord's Prayer that always gave me hope, and I'd like to hear the Lord's Prayer.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
Well, Raymond Pace Alexander, it's been more than a pleasure to have had you here tonight to play your favorite records, and I want you to know that you take leave with our very best wishes.
Well, thank you, Sam. I've enjoyed very much indeed this last half hour, playing disc jockey with my own favorites, and then, of course, the closing number of the Lord's Prayer. And you can count on me to listen to all future programs in this series.
Thank you again, Raymond Pace Alexander. Now, friends, who do you think we should honor on future programs as famous Philadelphians? We would be very happy to have your suggestions and also your comments on tonight's program. Please write to Famous Philadelphians, WIP Philadelphia 7. And next Thursday evening at 9:05, we will have by tape recording another famous Philadelphian at our WIP microphone to bring you his favorite music. We hope that you will be in our audience then. For now, thank you for listening.